Have you ever wondered why some people in their 80s or 90s can still walk a mile, climb stairs with confidence, or even dance at their granddaughter's wedding, while others at the same age struggle just to stand up from a chair? It's not just genetics. It's not just luck. And no, it's not simply aging. There's something happening beneath the surface, something quiet, invisible, and all too common. It's not loud. It doesn't come with flashing warning signs. It starts in your legs, and it slowly steals your strength. At first you brush it off. You're just a little more tired. Stairs feel heavier than they used to. You reach for support when standing. You tell yourself it's normal, that it comes with age. But then, one day you trip. You lose your balance. You fall. And everything changes. Every year, millions of older adults in America lose their mobility not because of a major accident or serious disease, but because their legs simply give out. The muscles weaken. The nerves don't respond as fast. The balance fades, and one simple fall can mean months of recovery or the beginning of long-term decline. Here's what makes it worse. Most people don't realize it's happening until it's too late. This loss of strength doesn't arrive with fanfare. It creeps in quietly, silently, gradually. It might take years before it becomes obvious, and by then, daily movement feels harder, more dangerous, and sometimes even impossible. We often think this is just part of getting older, as if it's inevitable. But it's not. The truth. There's a hidden reason behind this weakening, a cause that's often ignored even by those who try to stay healthy, eat well, and exercise regularly. It's not a virus. It's not arthritis. It's not because you skipped leg day at the gym. It's something much simpler and yet far more serious. A vitamin deficiency. Yes, one essential vitamin, a vitamin that your body depends on for strength, balance, mobility, and resilience. A vitamin that plays a critical role in how your muscles contract, how your nerves fire, and how your bones support your movement. Without it, the foundation of your body, your legs, begins to crumble. And here's the part most people don't know. Over 60% of American adults over age 60 are deficient in this vitamin. Most of them feel it. They just don't realize what's really going on. They blame it on age, on stress, on being a little tired today. But it's more than that. Have you noticed your legs feel heavier? That standing up from the couch takes more effort than it used to. That you're reaching for handrails more often, not because you're afraid of falling, but because deep down, your legs don't feel as dependable anymore. That's not in your head. That's not just aging. That's your body trying to tell you something. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it before something serious happens. Because when we ignore this creeping decline, we leave ourselves vulnerable. The risk of falls goes up. Balance becomes shaky. Joints start to ache. Recovery from minor bumps takes longer. And we start avoiding movement altogether, which only speeds up the weakness. But what if that didn't have to be your story? What if there was a way to strengthen your legs again? Not with intense gym sessions or expensive therapy, but by simply giving your body the one thing it's been quietly craving. In this video, we're going to uncover that missing piece. A small daily shift that could mean the difference between independence and limitation, between walking tall and walking with fear. This isn't a sales pitch. This isn't a miracle cure. It's science. It's nutrition. It's your body asking to be supported, and you have the power to respond. So if you've felt weaker lately, if you've started to second-guess your stability, if you want to move better, feel stronger, and protect yourself from the hidden dangers of aging legs, then keep watching. Because everything you're about to learn could change how you move, how you feel, and how you live, not just today, but in the decades to come. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay this way. Today, you're going to learn exactly what your body's been missing. We'll uncover the one essential vitamin that helps restore strength, protect balance, and keep your legs steady, even well into your 90s. Backed by real science, trusted by doctors, and accessible to anyone who wants to move with confidence again. 1. The hidden enemy muscle loss starts earlier than you think. You don't wake up one day unable to walk. That's not how it works. Instead, muscle loss happens in whispers, not shouts. It begins quietly in your 50s, 60s, or 70s. and most people never even realize it. Your legs get tired faster. You stop climbing stairs as often. You sit a little longer. You skip the evening walk because it's just been a long day. But this gradual slowdown is more than just fatigue. It's the early phase of something called sarcopenia, a medical term for age-related muscle loss. After the age of 30, we begin losing muscle mass at a rate of about 3 to 8% per decade. After 60, that number climbs even faster. By the time you're 80, you may have lost up to half your muscle mass unless you actively do something about it. Now think about what that means. Muscles don't just help us move, they protect our joints, stabilize our posture, and keep us from falling. So when muscle strength declines, your entire body starts to struggle. Here's the dangerous part. Sarcopenia doesn't come with pain or warning signs. It's silent. It creeps in during the years when you're still functioning, still working, still driving, still getting around. But then one day, a small stumble turns into a full fall. And that's when people realize, my legs aren't what they used to be. But what causes this muscle loss to accelerate so dramatically? It's not just inactivity. It's not just age. One of the biggest culprits is a hidden vitamin deficiency that quietly disrupts how your muscles function. So the question is, are your legs losing strength because of time or because something essential is missing? Why vitamin D isn't just about bones. When most people hear vitamin D, they think bones. And yes, vitamin D does help your body absorb calcium, which keeps your bones strong. But that's just one chapter of the story. The rest, most people never hear about it. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle function balance and nerve communication. Without it, your muscles can't contract properly. Your nerves don't send signals as efficiently. Your body becomes slower to respond. Reaction time slows. Coordination drops. Your legs quite literally stop listening to your brain the way they used to. A recent study published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society found that seniors who supplemented with vitamin D reduced their risk of falls by 23%. Another clinical study showed that older adults with low vitamin D levels had significantly slower walking speeds and weaker quadriceps muscles, the large muscles in your thighs that control almost every step you take. This matters because strong leg muscles aren't just about mobility, they're about independence. When you lose leg strength, you start avoiding stairs, skipping walks, and relying on others for balance. And that's when people start to feel old. But here's the truth. This isn't inevitable. When your body has enough vitamin D, your muscles contract with more power. Your brain and nerves communicate more efficiently. You move better, stand taller, and feel more stable. So if you've noticed your balance isn't what it used to be, or your legs feel just a little less reliable, it may not be aging. It may be your body asking for more of this essential vitamin. 3. The 4 major warning signs of deficiency. So how do you know if you're running low on vitamin D? Unlike a cold or the flu vitamin D, deficiency doesn't hit you overnight. It builds slowly, layer by layer, until you suddenly realize you're not moving like you used to. But your body does send clues, subtle ones at first, then louder as time goes on. Here are 4 of the most common signs: muscle weakness and shaky legs. You stand up and feel a slight wobble. Your legs tremble when you walk down a slope or get out of the bathtub. These aren't just signs of aging, they're red flags that your muscles are losing strength and coordination. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium in muscle cells, which is essential for proper contraction and control. Without it, muscles become weaker and less responsive. Bone pain in the hips, knees or spine. Aching joints, dull pain in your lower back, stiffness in your hips. These can all be signs of weakened bones due to poor calcium absorption, and that starts with low vitamin D. Over time, this can lead to osteoporosis, brittle bones, and a much higher risk of fractures from even minor falls. One study found that vitamin D supplementation could lower the risk of hip fractures in seniors by up to 22%. Slow healing from cuts or bruises. Have you noticed that small cuts take longer to scab over? That bruises seem to linger for days or even weeks? Vitamin D plays a role in immune function and tissue repair. If your body can't heal properly, even a minor skin tear can turn into an infection, especially for seniors with thinner skin. Nighttime leg cramps or daytime spasms. Those painful cramps that wake you up at 2 a.m. or the sharp, sudden spasms when you're stretching your legs. These are signs that your muscles aren't contracting properly, often due to low calcium availability, which again is regulated by vitamin D. Frequent leg cramps, especially at night, are one of the most overlooked symptoms of deficiency. So ask yourself, have you experienced any of these lately? Weakness, aches, slow recovery, night cramps. If yes, it's time to stop guessing. It may be more than just fatigue. It may be your body sounding an alarm that something vital is missing. The solution starts with awareness and continues with action. 4. Why most seniors don't know they're deficient. You'd think something this important, something that affects your muscles, your bones, your energy, and even your balance would be obvious if it were missing, right? But the reality is, most seniors have no idea they're vitamin D deficient, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Unlike other deficiencies that show up with dramatic symptoms like bleeding gums or hair loss, vitamin D deficiency hides in plain sight. It shows up as a slow, steady decline. You feel more tired. You don't recover from walks as quickly. You sit more and move less. Then one day you realize you've started avoiding stairs. You'd rather take the elevator, and deep down your legs just don't feel as dependable. Part of the reason this happens so often is because our ability to produce vitamin D declines with age. Our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing it from sunlight. And for people who spend more time indoors, especially during colder seasons or in northern states, that limited sun exposure only makes things worse. Even those who think they're getting enough sunlight often aren't. Wearing sunscreen long sleeves, staying in the shade, or being outside during the wrong time of day can all block your body from making vitamin D. According to the CDC, over 60% of Americans aged 60 and older are estimated to have insufficient or deficient levels of vitamin D, and most have no symptoms that they recognize as a warning. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to be aware. Because once you understand how common this is and how silent the early stages can be, you're in a much better position to protect yourself and make meaningful changes before it's too late. 5. Most common myths about vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency is more common than most people think, and it's made worse by a few persistent myths that keep seniors from taking it seriously. Let's clear them up one by one. Myth number 1. I go outside, so I must be fine. Spending time outdoors helps, but it's not always enough. If you're wearing sunscreen, which blocks UVB rays, if you're outside early morning or late afternoon when the sun isn't strong enough, or if you live in a northern state during winter, your skin simply can't produce adequate levels of vitamin D. And remember, aging skin produces less vitamin D even under ideal conditions. Myth number 2, I take a multivitamin, isn't that enough? Most over-the-counter multivitamins contain only a small fraction of the vitamin D you actually need, sometimes as little as 400 IU. For many older adults, especially those over 70, the recommended daily amount is between 800 and 2000 IU. Multivitamins often don't cut it, especially if your levels are already low. Myth number 3. Vitamin D is just for bones. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. Yes, vitamin D helps with calcium absorption and bone density, but it's just as important for muscle function, balance, immune support, and even mood regulation. People with low vitamin D levels often experience fatigue, depression, and muscle weakness. It's much more than just a bone-building nutrient. Myth number 4. I feel fine, so I must be fine. Vitamin D deficiency is notorious for being asymptomatic in its early stages. Just because you don't feel sick doesn't mean your body isn't struggling. The real damage happens silently over time until one day your legs give out, or your bones become fragile, or your energy vanishes without warning. Breaking free from these myths is the first step to better health. When you stop assuming and start checking through testing, tracking, and awareness, you empower yourself to stay ahead of the decline. 6. The top natural ways to restore your vitamin D levels. Once you realize your body may be running low on this essential vitamin, the next question is, how do you fix it? Fortunately, restoring your vitamin D levels can be simple, natural, and affordable if you know what to do. Here are the top ways to give your body what it needs. Get more sunlight, smartly and safely. The most natural source of vitamin D is sunlight. Your skin produces it when exposed to UVB rays, particularly between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Just 15 to 30 minutes of sun exposure on your arms and face, 3 to 4 times per week, can significantly raise your vitamin D levels. However, this depends on your skin type, location, and the season. If you live in the northern U.S., or it's winter, or you have darker skin, your body may not produce enough vitamin D even with sun exposure. In these cases, you may need to supplement your routine with other methods. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. Your diet can also play a powerful role. Foods rich in vitamin D include fatty fish, salmon, sardines, tuna, mackerel, egg yolks, fortified milk, orange juice, and cereals. Mushrooms exposed to sunlight. Yes, they can produce vitamin D too. These foods are a great way to get a steady baseline of vitamin D, and they come with additional nutrients that support brain, heart, and bone health. Adjust your daily habits. Many seniors unknowingly block their body's ability to produce vitamin D. Wearing long sleeves every day, applying sunscreen constantly, or avoiding the outdoors entirely due to fall risk or limited mobility can reduce your body's natural production. Start by finding a safe, sunny place you can enjoy regularly. Even just a few minutes a day can help. And if outdoor sun just isn't an option for your climate, lifestyle, or health condition, don't worry. There's still a way forward. In the next sections, we'll talk about supplements, when to use them, how to use them correctly, and what to combine them with to get the most benefit. 7. When to use supplements and how to do it right. For many people, sunlight and food just aren't enough. Maybe you live in a region where the sun doesn't shine year-round. Maybe your skin doesn't produce vitamin D efficiently anymore. Or maybe you've tried improving your diet, but your levels still haven't bounced back. That's when supplements come in. Vitamin D supplements are not a luxury. They're a necessity for millions. But not all supplements are created equal, and taking them the wrong way can lead to frustration or even risk. Here's what you need to know to do it right. D2 versus D3. What's the difference? Vitamin D comes in two forms: D2 ergocalciferol and D3 cholecalciferol. D3 is the preferred option. It's the natural form your body produces from sunlight and is more effective at raising and maintaining blood levels of vitamin D. How much do you need? The general recommendations are: adults aged 50 to 70, 600 to 1,000 IU per day. Adults over 70, 800 to 2,000 IU per day. But these are just averages. Depending on your current levels, health status, and lifestyle, you might need more or less. That's why it's always a good idea to get your vitamin D levels tested by a healthcare provider before starting supplementation. When and how to take it. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning your body absorbs it better when you take it with a meal that contains healthy fats. Taking your supplement with foods like avocados, eggs, nuts, or olive oil can dramatically improve how well your body uses it. Don't forget consistency. One of the biggest mistakes people make is taking vitamin D sporadically. The benefits come from steady, daily intake. It's not a one-time fix. It's a habit that supports your health for life. Quick tip. If you take multiple medications, talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Some medications like steroids or certain weight loss drugs can interfere with vitamin D absorption. When done correctly, supplementation is safe, effective, and can make a massive difference in how you move, how you feel, and how your body resists age-related decline. 8. The critical role of magnesium, the activator. Here's something most people don't realize. Even if you're taking vitamin D, your body might not be using it. Why? Because magnesium is the key that activates vitamin D and helps your body process and absorb it properly. Think of magnesium as the switch that turns vitamin D on. Without it, your body may store vitamin D in an inactive form, unable to deliver the benefits you're counting on, like stronger muscles, better bone density, and improved balance. Yet, studies show that nearly 50% of Americans, especially older adults, are magnesium deficient. That means you could be doing everything right with your vitamin D and still not getting results simply because you're missing the partner nutrient that makes it all work. So, how do you get more magnesium? Focus on these magnesium-rich foods. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal, beans and legumes, black beans, lentils, dark chocolate. Yes, a little goes a long way. If you find it difficult to get enough magnesium through food, or if your doctor recommends it, supplements are available. But again, be mindful of the form and dose. Magnesium glycinate and citrate are often more easily absorbed and gentler on the stomach than magnesium oxide. Pairing vitamin D with magnesium is not optional, it's essential. If you've been taking vitamin D without seeing improvements in your energy, mood, or leg strength, this may be the missing link. 9. What to expect when you start timeline of results. Making a change in your health journey is powerful, but knowing what to expect helps you stay motivated. When it comes to restoring vitamin D levels, improvements happen in phases. Let's break it down. Week 1, 2. Small but important shifts. You may start feeling a little more alert during the day. Nighttime leg cramps begin to fade. That persistent ache in your lower back or hips might ease slightly. Walking feels just a bit more stable. Week 3 tour. Real transformation begins. Muscle function improves noticeably. Standing up feels smoother and less effortful. Balance begins to return, fewer stumbles or hesitations. You may feel more confident walking without support or hesitation. Month 3 and beyond. Lasting changes take root. Clinical studies have shown that seniors who restore their vitamin D levels experience up to 31% reduction in falls, up to 35% improvement in muscle strength, better bone density, and lower fracture risk. In real life, that means you climb stairs again without dreading it. You stand up from a chair without bracing yourself. You regain a level of independence that many thought was gone forever. But here's the catch: you must stay consistent. This isn't a 3-week fix. It's a new habit, a daily practice of giving your body the support it's been asking for all along. You don't need a fancy gym. You don't need a complicated meal plan. You just need the right nutrients, a little sunlight, some movement, and the will to stick with it. Your legs can get stronger. Your body can rebuild. And your future, no matter your age, can feel more stable, more confident, and more full of life. So now you know the truth. You've seen the signs, understood the risks, and you're ready to take action. The good news is you don't need to change your whole life overnight. Small, consistent steps can make a real difference, especially when done with intention. Here's a simple 30-day roadmap to help you get started. Days 1 to 7. Awareness and assessment. Start by getting your vitamin D levels checked. A simple blood test from your doctor can tell you where you stand. If that's not available right away, reflect honestly on your symptoms. Leg fatigue, frequent cramps, slower recovery. Begin incorporating small amounts of sunlight into your day. Even 10 minutes in the morning can help. Days 8 to 14. Build the foundation. Add vitamin D-rich foods into your meals. A piece of grilled salmon, a couple of eggs at breakfast, fortified milk or almond milk. Begin taking a vitamin D3 supplement if your doctor recommends it, ideally with a meal that contains healthy fats to maximize absorption. Days 15 to 30. Strengthen the habit. Pair your vitamin D with magnesium. Add spinach, pumpkin seeds, or whole grains into your daily routine. Keep up with regular sun exposure, aiming for short bursts around midday. If mobility is limited, even sitting near a bright window helps. Most importantly, stay consistent. That's what drives real transformation. By day 30, you won't just feel a shift in your legs, you'll feel it in your energy, your confidence, your stability. And that's just the beginning. If your legs have felt weaker, your balance less steady, or your energy not quite the same, don't ignore it. Leave a comment, share your story, and help someone else take that first step toward strength. Because sometimes one small decision, like watching this video, is all it takes to turn things around. Your experience might be the reason someone else finally finds the answer they've been searching for.